Saturation is the intensity of a color displayed in an image. The higher the saturation, the more intense and vivid the color will appear. The less saturated it is, the closer the color will be to gray on the grayscale. This is important because you can really change how the photograph looks and feels to the viewer. Obviously, there's more to the feeling of the photo than just the saturation, but you can basically make a somber image look more somber. On the other hand, where the colors are really saturated, the image looks brighter, more vibrant, and gives a more happy feel to that image. Now, if you want to change your saturation, you can do it both in camera and when editing your photographs. If you shoot RAW, just change it when editing afterwards, whereas if you shoot JPEGs, it's best to get it right in camera. With Sony cameras, you can alter your saturation in your picture profiles or your creative styles, whichever one you use. If you're using Canon or Nikon cameras, you have picture style presets and picture control presets. No matter what camera you use, it's going to be in some kind of picture presets. And you will have a set of presets where they've determined what the saturation, contrast and sharpness is, or you'll have a custom setting where you can change these. And that is where you change your saturation in camera. I edit in Lightroom, but nowadays most editing programs and apps are pretty much the same. You have a series of sliders that you change to alter your photograph. First of all, in Lightroom, if you move your saturation slider, this will obviously change your saturation. It will become more saturated when you slide it to the right and less saturated when you slide it to the left. And this will apply to the whole image. If you slide it all the way to the left, your image will turn into a black and white image. You also have a vibrant slider. This is basically a smart saturation slider, and it will protect skin tones and already saturated parts of your image. It basically boosts the parts that need boosting and leaves the other parts alone. You can also change the saturation of your image by changing your contrast slider. The more contrasty you make it, the more saturated your image will appear. This is because it's deepening the darker colors and brightening the lighter colors, giving the appearance of a more saturated photograph. Also, if you change your black and white sliders, pushing the black to the left and the white to the right, this will also increase the contrast, again giving the appearance of the image becoming more saturated. With the likes of Instagram, there's a temptation to push your saturation slider way over to the right and make it look really bright and vivid, so it will stand out. But if you do this, your image will start to look artificial, and it'll be pretty obvious that you've just grabbed that saturation slider and whacked it all the way across to the right. Just try and be subtle with the changes that you do make in your saturation slider, and try the saturation slider and the vibrant slider and see which one you prefer. Now, I'm building up a glossary of photography terms on my YouTube channel, and I have a link to a playlist at the end of this video. So if there are any other photography terms you want to know about, make sure you click on that. Also, if you notice anything missing from there, let me know in the comments below. I'm always up for suggestions to making new videos. And if you like this video, click on this one next to learn more about photography, or click down here for that glossary playlist. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and click on the bell to get notified of my new videos every Monday and Thursday. I'll see you next time.